A gente vai jogar Not for Broadcast. Eu joguei esse jogo há muito tempo, tá ligado? Eu joguei a campanha dele. Joguei... Foi em fevereiro de 2022, cara. Porque assim, a minha gameplay que eu joguei, a primeira vez que eu joguei ele. Eu vou jogar novamente o jogo, porque na época eu não tinha gravado pro YouTube. Então eu quero gravar pro YouTube, né, pra vocês assistir. Espero que gostem. Cara, esse jogo é maravilhoso. O resumo dele, ele é o seguinte: você é o David, você é um faxineiro numa empresa de TV. Cara, eu amei jogar esse jogo e eu quero trazer a DLCs dele, que eles lançaram a DLC. Ele é um amor de pessoa, eu adorava a pessoa aparecer no chat. Cara, eu vou... Nossa, pessoa, eu vou amar ele, velho. Jeremy, eu adoro o Jeremy, velho. Nossa, maravilhoso. Então, pessoal, eu joguei ele, só que eu não gravava pro YouTube, mas agora eu voltei a gravar pro YouTube novamente. E eu falei, cara, eu quero trazer toda a campanha desse jogo de novo pra vocês. Porque eu me diverti demais a primeira vez que eu joguei. E como saiu as DLC, eu quero trazer as DLCs também. Então, chat, pessoal, vai estar a gameplay completa no YouTube. Segue aí se você curtiu. Viu? Não perca. E eu falando, você é um faxineiro que acontece alguma coisa com um cara aqui da produção. E como você tá limpando a produção, a parte onde fica a produção, o dono da empresa, né, da TV, liga e fala, ó, você tem que fazer uma coisa aí urgente, porque o cara da produção não tá, e coisa e tal. Aí ele te ensina a como mexer com todos os mecanismos da produção. E acaba você fazendo um bom trabalho e ele contratando você. E é aí que a gente vai seguir a história do David com essas coisas. Então rola um monte de coisa no jogo. A família do David, acontece um monte de coisa com ela. Na cidade onde ele mora, com o mundo. E cara, é quatro. É muito bom. Vambora, chat. Sobre escrever, vamos começar do zero de novo. Tudo. Eu acho que o jogo tá no normal, se não teste de dar uma olhadinha. Breno, tomara que você goste, Breno. Jeremy é marido do Lucas? Não, o Lucas é... O Lucas trabalha pra Tiny Build. Ele é o marido da pequena sapeca. A pequena maravilhosa. Tá, chat, deixa eu ver se eu tirei alguma coisa aqui, cara. Eu acho que eu tinha mexido. Não sei se eu tirei. Tá, não mexi não. Né? Vambora. Atende a ligação. Cadê o som, velho? Pera aí, chat. Deixa eu ver se eu mexi alguma coisa. Tá. Eu tinha mexido. Pra quem não conhece a pequena, ela fazia live. Ela ainda faz live aqui na Twitch. Mas agora ela tá carregada com uma empresa de jogos aí. Um beijo, Lucas. Tamo junto, bebê. Tamo junto. Obrigado mesmo de coração.
Hi, David. I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know...
Aumentar um pouquinho o som, velho.
You've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens.
Tá, olha pra frente, ok?
That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up,
Audiência, ok.
down.
A audiência subindo e descendo, ok. Duas telas. A da direita é o que as pessoas estão vendo em casa. Tá. Essa é a tela principal, ok. Entendi, entendi. Você já sabia? Tá, chat, essa aqui é a tela principal onde os espectadores vão assistir, tá ligado? Esse aqui é o que tá transmitindo na tela do pessoal da TV de casa. Essa grandona é o que eu vou transmitir para depois vir para cá. O que eu passar aqui vai passar para os espectadores. Isso aqui são 4 câmeras onde eu posso escolher elas eu escolho o botão, tipo, tá passando uma coisa na câmera 1 e aperto 1. Aí essa tela vai aparecer aqui. Em seguida vai mostrar para os espectadores em casa. Tem a tela 2, 3 e 4. Tranquilo? E esse aqui é a minha barra de audiências. Tipo, tem coisas que, tipo, se ficar muito tempo numa tela, a audiência diminui. Eu tenho que ficar trocando as telas para outras pessoas, para outras, né, outras visões. Tipo, pega uma pessoa falando, aí eu pego e tiro dessa pessoa falando e mostro outra pessoa que não tá falando nada. Aí, tipo, a audiência cai, por aí vai. Entenderam mais ou menos isso? Pra esquerda.
Set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business.
Liguei.
Once you've got the power on, face the front again.
Tá, vamos. Isso aqui é meu negócio de controle. Teve ventilador. Tá, tô passando créditos. Demora pra cacete.
Right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk.
Eita, pá. Nem maluco. Tá, Ala James. E vamos botar minha sala semanal, ok? Tá. Tá, daqui 20 segundos a gente vai começar, chat.
Select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day, you offer me...
Esse é o Jeremy, chat. Esse é o Jeremy, chat.
How I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
Tá o Jeremy aí, ó.
It's going in 5, 4...
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chat. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year.
Beleza, aqui fica a legenda, chat. Isso aqui é aí que vai passar pra cá.
Chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie,
Vambora.
The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right, bit early there, mate.
National Nightly News.
Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes.
Agora já foi, né, caralho? Olha lá, velho. Muito bom, velho. A cena por trás. Você já ajuda aí, Brenda?
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit. Hurry up, mate, we're losing audience. Little knob or scroll wheel.
Deliberately vague. The opposition parties have
Ok.
to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet
Tá rolando interferência, ok. Estabilizando a...
former Home Secretary
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment.
Boa.
Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy.
Caralho, chat. Mando muito.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late. I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little secret.
That's all right. He doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting.
Ok,
A
vambora.
lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1.
Manter a A.
Whoever is doing the talking. 2. for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot.
Não deixa mais 10 segundos da mesma pessoa, ok?
Don't stay on reaction shots.
É, são...
A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen one selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
We're coming back from the
O legal, cara, é que a gente consegue ver o que tá rolando nos bastidores, velho.
10 seconds, everybody.
É muito bom.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
up,
ready to go to
official
Megan on
reporter
screen
Megan
4.
Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to the
go to
Shopflock
Blunderclatch
films
on screen
and
3 when she
He's
says his
joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to
the
2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Ó, o Jeremy saiu.
Just try and stay on whoever's talking.
This movie, which is called The Medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap. He really is.
Give us a look at
I've
Megan's
worked with him
reaction.
on several movies, all terribly successful.
Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
What a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan?
Ok, ok.
I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you. But I really am not in
Calma,
it
fiz
for
minha
the
chat.
awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
Oh, that is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people.
Pequenininhos.
Most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, it looks like in
Get
the
back to
coming
who's
few months.
talking.
What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics,
A minha audiência sumindo, chat. Audiência, caralho.
strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Well, don't worry, he won't
Ele
do
falou
it.
palavrão, cara, eu não vi.
Again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the
From
break.
The Medicated, which opens next week
Right,
around the
I've swapped
country.
the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Vamos ver o trailer do filme dele.
Just losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that.
Olha ele xingando aqui, velho.
Interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, Match it to the white bit by dragging right.
You think I don't know that?
Now we're going to squash the frequency back by dragging left.
Nonsense, we mustn't. Think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
Ok, ok.
Jubbly, mate.
For you, baby.
Next we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse and this time push upwards. Upwards, mate, upwards.
But I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
you need to see this.
No, don't you.
Right, now let's match it back by going downwards.
Ok, ok, ok. Entendi, entendi, entendi.
The virus. The sterility. This formula. This is the key.
Stop it all.
Yes.
Bloody perfect, mate.
Ok. Voltou a sintonia boa, chat. Tá passando o filme dele, velho.
You'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in. Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button
O botão de
lights up
censurar.
like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts.
Ok.
It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you
Posso fazer o
can't
sorteio
do it
quando
with the
der? Sim.
just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is
Quando entrar
hold
gente
it down.
suficiente, você
The red
faz.
bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now.
Now, Alan James, author of Alan James's
Mate, if you don't turn up the broadcast volume, you won't be able to time your bleeps. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down. Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3.
Vambora.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Oh shit, he's pissed.
Shall I
Get ready to bleep.
Go for it, Pat.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a
Got a
couple of
bit of a word.
celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fanny.
Memorably put.
Ok.
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party's what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day 1 of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again,
Hold it down a
colourfully
bit long
put,
there, mate.
but not inaccurate.
Esqueci de censurar ele xingando,
Before we
velho.
came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health
Olha
and
os caras assistindo a
education, to raise the
reportagem.
living standards
Dos-
of
os-
all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private
Okay.
clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes.
Beleza, subiu a
it
audiência.
ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our
Perdeu pouco de
apologies for
audiência
the
ali,
language.
velho.
Hopefully we got
Porra.
that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
Old boring politics.
Beleza, agora ele vai embora.
Some weird fever
Estou
dream.
tendo uma
I'm
alucinação.
dying now or something.
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Tentando ser assassinada. GG, chat. Esse foi o tutorial, né? Porra, foi bom. Nota D. Caralho. Como assim, cara? Mandei tão bem, velho.
Program's finished. You'll get a broadcast.
Caralho.
3 pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses, and they keep the boss.
Não, recebi um B, chat. B de bruxo, caralho.
If not, select continue to move to the next page.
Foi bom, cara. Esse segmento foi só o segmento do terceiro que foi o ruim, cara. Mas os outros foi bom, velho. Aí, ó. Porra, recebi um B, velho.
Right, this is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much wealth you have overall. That bollocks at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares. You're a cleaner, for God's sake, so why would you care?
Tá, esse aqui é o meu dinheiro e aqui eu posso investir, tá? Você recebeu todo o seu pagamento, ok? Riqueza atual, pobre e miserável. É, isso não é bom. A PC subiu, cara. E a S aqui também. A ND subiu. E a SS e o triângulo lá do Illuminati ficou médio. Ok?
This is the last page and it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks.
Ah, que o... Ah, tá. Então o Channel 1 gosta de mim e o negócio tá mediano. Ok. Tá bom, entendi. Arquivo. Transmissão, sem edição e propaganda, anúncios. Tá, transmissões, sem as transmissões. Ok, vamos escolher essa aqui. Pega a fita. Ah, isso aí mostra como foi a minha transmissão sem corte, chat. Ah, eu lembrava disso aqui, velho.
and it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on...
Tá, vamos, pá. Ok.
Hopeful or hostile?
Esse é o Jeremy, chat. Tem iluminado, que maravilhoso.
Honest Andy's totally independent and corners the flawed market. Top chap. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance Headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory. Coming up on tonight's National...
Ah, eu cortei, velho. Eu cortei. Muito bom. Tá.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those.
Sem edições.
This is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Tá. Não. Tem que cair e jogar?
Apparently, he's been drinking since lunchtime.
Ah, aqui, ó.
Liability at the best of times.
I know. God help whoever has to bleep this. 10 seconds, everybody.
I mean, a lawyer and a TV personality running the country.
Yeah.
10 seconds. Apparently, he's been drinking since lunchtime.
Desde o almoço.
Liability at the best of times.
É problema de qualquer
God help
um.
whoever has to bleep this. 10 seconds, everybody.
Tá, entendi. E os anúncios. Bora continuar, chat. O cara tem a voz do Ted? Quem? O Jeremy? O Jeremy não, cara. Tem? Dia 1, chat. Dia 3. Formulário inesperado. Já tô em casa. Peso atual. Tá, chat. Esse aqui que é a complicação. Esse aqui são coisas que acontecem na minha casa, onde eu escolho, cara. Você chega em casa e encontra correspondência no capátio. A maioria não é nada além de lixo normal. No entanto, uma chama sua atenção. A equipe quer conhecer você. A curiosidade é aguçada. Você abre a carta. Um formulário do governo do Advance pedir informações de todos os cidadãos. A primeira página já está preenchida. Nome Alex Winston. Sua esposa Sam Winston. Seus filhos Charles Winston e Suzy Winston, de 19. Charles tem 14, ela tem 19. Você ri e pensa, pelo menos acertar o básico. Tá. O seu Alex, né? O resto das perguntas estão em branco. Para você responder, parece ser obrigatórias. Pergunta 1. Ao começar um trabalho novo, você é amigável e se apresenta aos novos colegas, é produtivo e começa a trabalhar imediatamente, vai com calma entre o primeiro e se orienta com um novo local de trabalho ou conversa com os amigos sobre antigos trabalhos. E chat. Cara, eu vou com calma, né? Primeiro se me oriento com um novo local de trabalho. Né? Pergunta 2. Um colega do outro departamento confidencia com você que estão levando informações confidenciais para casa. Agora, um arquivo de pouca importância desapareceu. O que você faria? Ajudaria seu colega a encobrir a violação? Recomendaria ao seu colega que fizesse uma denúncia? Prometeria ao seu colega não comentar o assunto com ninguém? Denunciaria a violação pelo supervisor imediatamente? Cara, recomendaria ao seu colega a fazer uma denúncia, cara. Porra. Vai lá fazer um, né, velho? Hoje um departamento todo foi demitido por mau desempenho geral. Seu chefe estabeleceu novos objetivos que são significativamente maiores que os anteriores. Você deixa o trabalho na hora certa, fica até mais tarde para garantir que o primeiro prazo seja cumprido, deixa o trabalho mais cedo e vai para um bar com os colegas para conversar sobre mudanças. Aí, Ted. Deixa o trabalho mais cedo e vai para casa para ficar com sua família. Cara, deixa o trabalho na hora certa. Porra. Eu vou ficar até mais tarde pra cumprir os prazos, chat. É o churrasco anual da empresa. Você e sua família foram convidados. Vocês estão ansiosos para passar um bom dia com amigos e família. Estão ocupados tirando as pulgas do cachorro. Participarão e se não houver nenhum compromisso, mas tudo bem se não puderam ir. Está treinando em casa para vencer o show de calouros deste ano. Caralho, chat. Cara, estou ansioso por passar o dia com os amigos e família, cara. Você teve uma carreira longa e bem sucedida e agora está prestes a se aposentar. Em seu discurso você cita todas as suas conquistas e todas as boas lembranças que quando você trabalhou ali. Faz uma avaliação honesta do prós e contras da empresa. Foca nos problemas e desafios que enfrentou ali durante sua carreira ou faz um discurso algum, nem vai à festa. Cara, eu cito as conquistas e tal, né, velho? No seu tempo livre, você gosta de relaxar sozinho, fazer coisas como ouvir música ou montar quebra-cabeças? Cara, eu sou o rei do puzzle, né? Participa de comícios políticos e defende o que acredita. Incentiva e apoia seus filhos nos passatempos deles. Porra, é bom. Participa da atividade da associação locais. Cara, incentiva e apoia os filhos nos passatempos deles, velho. Porque o tempo livre é passar com a família, né, chat? Deus do puzzle, porra. Suas férias ideais seriam num lugar cercado pela natureza, onde você vai ficar longe das dificuldades do trabalho diário, explorando um local desconhecido, descobrindo novas experiências e desafios. Um dia bem planejado num parque de diversões, curtindo toda a adrenalina e os brinquedos que podem proporcionar a você e a sua família. Olha, Julie. Uma escapada romântica com o seu parceiro num paraíso tropical. Cara, uma escapada romântica com o meu parceiro, né, velho? Escapada com o meu parceiro, minha parceira. O mais importante é que o governo mantenha as pessoas em segurança e liberdade, felizes e em igualdade. Porra, essa pegou, hein? Tati, e aí? Em segurança, em liberdade, felizes ou em igualdade? Cara, liberdade, né? Ou não? Calma aí. Igualdade para todos, felizes para todos, liberdade para todos ou segurança para todos? Eu também aceito, viu, Brenda? Então, chat. Cara, segurança para todos, né, cara? É igualdade. Eu botei igualdade. Agradecemos sua colaboração. O Advance sabe como seu tempo é valioso. E agradecemos sua ajuda para levar a nação em um futuro novo. Ok. Dia 6. Questão de família. É tarde. Sam e as crianças já foram dormir. Você está secando sua xícara favorita. Uma velha lembrancinha da primeira viagem que você e Sam fizeram juntos. A estampa está descascando, mas a cara de bobo de vocês na foto ainda te faz sorrir. Alguém bate na porta trazendo você de volta à realidade. No jardim, agarrando uma mala verde-limão, está Chris, o irmão de Sam. Assim que você o deixa entrar, ele se senta à mesa da cozinha, visualmente estressado. Ele respira fundo. Desculpe parecer tão tarde, Alex. Chris gagueja. Mas eu preciso de um favor que só posso pedir você. Tá tudo bem? O que é que me chame a Sam? Não quero preocupar, Sam. Eu vim ver você. Eu preciso de 2 minutinhos.
Zaza, é mais uma mês, e nós tamo aqui pra tirar sua paciência. OKKKK, salve Zaza.
Tamo junto, Matheus. Tamo junto. Obrigado pelo segundo mês. Obrigado pelo carinho e o patrocínio que tinha, cara. É nóis. Mais um mês. Espero que venha mais 1000 meses aí. Tamo junto. Chat, uma chuvinha de amor. Matheus. É nóis, bebê. Tá. Não quero preocupar assim. Eu vim ver você. Só preciso de 2 minutinhos. Você ouviu falar da lei de bens e riquezas? Não, acho que não prestei atenção. A expressão do Chris é bem séria. Eles estão tomando todo o dinheiro arduamente conquistado para patrocinar os vagabundos. Eu não estou dizendo que é 1% ou sei lá quem. Estão sem dinheiro. Ele completa em seguida. Mas eles podem bancar isso. Pessoas como eu, nós vamos perder tudo. Entendi. O que você precisa exatamente? Porque eu estou com a sensação de que não vou gostar do que vou estar por vir. Olha, o olhar de Chris está distante. Ele olha para o chão. Olha, eu sei que é um favor muito grande, mas eu preciso do seu passaporte emprestado. Meu passaporte? Pra quê? Meu passaporte? Eu não posso te dar meu passaporte, isso é legal. Ilegal. Eles já tomaram o meu e de metade do país. Mas as pessoas sempre dizem que eu e você somos tão parecidos. Agora ele anda de um lado para o outro da cozinha. Eu preciso partir, antes que seja tarde demais. Depois que eu estiver fora daqui, eu e meu dinheiro estaremos a salvo. Mas eu preciso ir antes que congele minhas contas, por favor. Eu não pediria se tivesse outra opção. Eita, chat! Tudo bem, eu guardo lá em cima no cofre. Eu vou lá pegar e você leva. Cara, será que eu entrego meu passaporte pro meu cunhado, velho? Tenho certeza que deve haver outra maneira. Não pode ser tão sério assim. Chris, boquiaberto. Você está brincando, né? Eu nunca deixei você só na mão. Sempre tratei seus filhos como se fossem meus. Nós somos família, se isso não significa nada pra você. Tá bom, eu vou pegar o passaporte, a família é família. Isso é contra a lei, desculpa, mas eu não posso te ajudar. Chat, eu vou ajudar meu cunhado, velho. Eu vou, cara. Pô, se ele tiver dinheiro e eu precisar de dinheiro, eu tô pobre, velho. Tá bom, eu vou pegar o passaporte, a família é família. Você sobe as escadas em direção ao quarto, tomando cuidado para não acordar a sua esposa. Ela conseguiu se enrolar no edredom, como sempre faz quando vai para a cama mais cedo. Você abre o guarda-roupas, depois o cofre e apanha o passaporte. Uma voz sonolenta quebra o silêncio. Alex, o que está acontecendo? Nada, amor. Não se preocupe, pode voltar a dormir. O Chris está lá embaixo, ele está deixando o país e precisa do meu passaporte para conseguir escapar. Chat, eu vou mandar o 2. Eu vou falar pra minha mulher. Eu não vou mentir pra minha esposa. Eu não mentiria pra minha esposa por algo tão sério. E ainda com o irmão dela. Eu vou falar. Agora a Sansi senta na cama, tá totalmente acordada. O quê? Você tá deixando o país? As coisas estão tão mal assim? Aí, parece que sim. Mas ele ficará bem se conseguir. Ele pode pegar meu passaporte e fugir. Foi o Chris que disse, mas não tenho certeza. Não sei se é boa ideia entregar meu passaporte. Eu vou mandar a primeira, chat. A pressão de preocupação na testa de Sam parece diminuir. Obrigada. Nós temos que cuidar da família. E se conheço o Chris, ele deve estar só exagerando. Exatamente. Deixa eu levar isso lá embaixo e já venho para a cama. Eu sinto muito. Sei como sua família é importante para você, mas eu não acho que seja uma boa ideia. Não posso me arriscar desse jeito. Eu vou mandar o primeiro. Você fecha o cofre e volta para a cozinha, onde encontra Chris tamborilando os dedos sobre a mesa. Tamborilando. Ele pula assim que você entra na cozinha. E então, pegou? Sim, está aqui. Boa sorte com tudo. Desculpe, Chris, mas é contra a lei. Você terá que aceitar as mudanças. Cara, eu vou mandar, velho. Vou entregar para ele. Pela primeira vez, Chris sorri e contagiante. Obrigado. Muito obrigado mesmo. Eu entro em contato assim que eu estiver fora do país em segurança. Eles apanham o passaporte, dando um suspiro de alívio. Apanha sua mala fluorescente e parte da escuridão da noite. Você vai para a cama, torcendo para conseguir puxar um pouquinho do edredom sem acordar. Ok. Eu tô fudido mesmo, chat. Eu tô pobre mesmo. Quem sabe ele fuge e quando ele voltar ele me dá uma grana, velho. Tá ligado? Chat, família é família mesmo, né? Beleza, Julie? Dia 8, as consequências. Eita porra. Beleza, vamos ligar as forças de energia. Cadê? Pronto. E aqui? Ah, nossa. Tá. Podemos brincar? Esses brinquedos é seguro? Oxi. Senhor, o brinquedo de... O seu filho tem que ganhar deste Natal. Nil maluco. Novo elegante crime facial. Suíno. Rock suíno. E... tentar reproduzir, apresentando as juventudes na Advance, Alan James em salão de tamanho M, pertinho de você. Um espetacular enfeite de joia festivo. Cara, vou mandar o Alan James, velho. Pronto. Alan James.
It's really simple, mate. These two buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them. And they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's really simple. This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches zero. If you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
and we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time off, I'll be back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts
Okay.
me.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it...
Boa noite, pá. Bom descanso. Tamo junto.
4, 3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the country's wealth creators in a state of panic and unfavourable rumblings already heard from overseas, I'll be asking my guess whether Advance can deliver on even a fraction of their manifesto promises.
Tá, eu tenho que escolher um dos dois, chat.
Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg and Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's Taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flood technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team may face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have."
Caralho!
Playing the field was about as
Oi,
sporting
boatos.
legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped, leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was
Ah, é claro que eu vou pegar essa, né, chat? Ele vomitando, morfando.
last week, as reported by this very program. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner. And Griever's bodily charm. With advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police and less oversight, are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that and mega move for the group of young actors who are already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oxe, o que foi? Beleza, tá tudo saindo fora do ar, calma. Tranquilo, tranquilo. Olha o cara chegando ali. Beleza, tranquilo, tranquilo. Beleza.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're
Pera aí, chat. Acho que eu tenho que aumentar um pouquinho.
talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised
Okay.
the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is Right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor...
Vamos subir, audiência.
It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, who will be laughing then?
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already They're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the assets. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll soon full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
A cara do Jerry.
How's it going? Actually, fuck it, I don't care. I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune, though. All right, mate, see you later. Bye.
Ok.
Saying I'll do what I can, that's all.
Bullshit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
Ah, é muito bom, velho.
10 seconds, everybody. His little JD scared of the big bird caught
If that sticks, I'll destroy you.
5, 4, 3.
Pra quem não sabe, esse jogo ele passa também na pandemia, cara. Rola a pandemia, velho. Olha o Ted ali, velho. O Ted tá ali, velho.
Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't
A mulher lá no fundo entrando lá no negócio do cara, velho.
We need more support from ministers.
A mulher entrando no fundo lá.
We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local.
A mulher deixando o cara no meio do programa, velho.
Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs.
A mulher terminou com o cara no meio do programa, cara.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a...
Not from you.
When are you going to realise I'm not her, Greg?
Ah, desculpa, eu queria ver. Ah, eu queria ver, chat.
Looking in through windows and generally enjoying the neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted up.
Tô perdendo audiência, cara, porque eu queria ver.
Also, as the vicar noted in
Carai, velho.
probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Dá pra ver depois. Eita,
It's all in
caralho.
the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang
Oxi,
on
o
a
cara...
moment. Jeremy, bloody
Esqueci o cara... Eita, o cara saiu do armário.
Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear?
Amarrado ali atrás.
As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy.
Oh, cara, com máscara, velho.
Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was staying the back.
Ah, eu quero ver, véi.
Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Back in your gift space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly
Eita, caralho.
the decent, good, white people of
Darling,
this...
where's the padlock?
Oh,
Mas tô cadeado.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. Mummy said get
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said get back in your gift space. No! Naughty! You beast, Clive! You
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes
Eu ia
care of the
bater no
pills
cara
and
no
hides them under
fundo.
the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and
Carai.
assault. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to let you get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Sopen!
Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on.
Okay.
Since you're in custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Contra trabalho.
Boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Chris Vampiro. Oxi.
This one's, yeah? Yep.
One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Open!
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm
É um palhaço, cara.
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas. I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
For the little boy.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Jesus!
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal
No
here, Tony.
fucking way. Let's believe that.
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to gain a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues of law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians.
Vou pagar no chat.
We'll be
3.
back after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody. That went well.
Mate, I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the
Caralho,
result on the
música,
visual
cara.
mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't know. You won't get punished for it or nothing. Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a bit.
Looks alright, I've got this. I'm sure it's on his way. Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be?
This is on you. 10 seconds, everybody. We're going to open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4,
Câmera 2.
3.
Welcome's Black. I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university.
É tipo aquelas apresentação no tipo Jô Soares, tá ligado?
Jeff Algebra.
Os caras iam lá no programa e depois tinha a apresentação.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle believed
I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing.
É, não, é linda, velho.
And they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
and teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some trouble.
Ai, Deus.
The character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the
Beleza.
school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then, Harriet and Trey rescued
Oh, shit,
it. And, they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day. And so we thought, why not? Let's have a go at this old democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short...
Eu esqueci de...
Friendship.
Caralho, esqueci. Apresentação, chat, vamos lá. Vambora.
Dear diary, I'm not sure.
Olha o cara coçando a bunda.
Another day of tears. Tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi, Gary. Oh, heavens, no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist! Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father. Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Okay.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah.
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all 3 of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
Caramba, agora rola musical, velho.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face.
Ó.
I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
What?
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum, and for dinner he had to wait. Oh, where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Oh, where's my dinner, woman? Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate.
É,
Life's
chat.
pretty hard on a council estate. Life's 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 pretty hard on a council estate. It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
My choice.
Make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship.
Yes! Oh.
Linda chat, linda chat.
Well, thankfully
Lindo,
that's all we
lindo.
have time for
Amei.
tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful...
And we're out.
Oh, that was brilliant!
What the literal fuck was that?
I
Okay,
believe
for wet.
that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about an adequate paycheck.
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
Ai, cara, muito bom, velho. Ai, chat. Ó, mais, cara. Porra, nossa, a segunda foi horrível, velho. Pô, Bezinho eu aceito. B de bruxo chegou. Recebeu todo o seu pagamento, riqueza do pobre miserável ainda, ações subiram, caiu o ND. PC, porra, eu tenho que pegar ND, cara. Tá, então a ND tem que subir e o PC tem que subir. Nossa, cara. Ok. Tem edição, chat. Deixa eu ver aqui, chat. Foi a entrevista com o Alan James? Cadê, velho? Vamos ver rapidinho.
All that and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors who
Não, nessa não. Lei e ordem. É a lei e ordem. É a lei e ordem. A segunda foi dos palavrões? Acho que foi. Porque eu fiquei... Não, foi a do masoquista. Foi do masoquista que eu fiquei distraído. É aqui, ó.
Support from ministers, we... Eleanor, what are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Eu tô indo embora, Greg.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. No, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Jeremy Jones.
Your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the...
When are you going to realise I'm not her, Greg?
Oh, trust me, between the drinking and the arse, I'm very aware.
Carai! Ok.
You're being terrorised by some thug with a knife.
Peraí, deixa eu passar a parte da Peraí.
Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, geez, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. Back you go. Back in your game space. Off you go.
Macaquinho. Is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people
Darling,
of this...
where's the padlock?
Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive!
God,
I won't do. Naughty boy. Mummy said get
Clive,
in your
I am not having this again.
Mummy said get back in your game space. No! Naughty! You beast, Clive!
As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Caralho, velho.
Bob Peel there. Really look
É o quê?
When our daughter Alice
É o quê?
comes home with an A-, does we'll end up as barbarians, do we?
Pessoal, quando a nossa filha Alice chega em casa com a nota 9, ela sai pra executar não, ela toma comprimidos e se esconde debaixo da escada.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality force. And finally tonight,
I spoke to Mallory at the Bridge
it's
Club.
time to get to the heart of the matter.
Naughty boy!
She says the hall is absolutely fine for Sunday.
Oh, marvellous. Now, I booked your mother in for a hearing test.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Now, how's your IBS been?
Caralho, velho. Ok. Vamos ver esse aqui do cara que saiu da prisão, velho. Então, né, velho?
Quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Chris Vampiro. Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep. One sec, love. Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
Open!
So,
Well,
do you
let's-
feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
Open!
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh.
Punheteiro, punheteiro.
Now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
For the little boy?
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here. Jesus.
Yes,
Os mariachi, velho.
Fucking way, let's believe that! Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Tony? Tony, I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought.
Ok, né? Caralho, esse Beca tava na frente, velho. Tá, vamos continuar, chat.